This is pretty cool. I've just realized that there was a small issue with the sound there. Unfortunately, there is a stream delay, so I have adjusted it. I am letting chat know. This is a bit of a shame. I do apologize. Luckily, we didn't miss too much in there. Chat is now going crazy saying I was having a tea break. Unfortunately, my hotkey for unmuting my mic didn't work. But yes, if you missed it, in the top right, we've got Socke. In the bottom left, we've got Botvinnik. Botvinnik's 1-0 up, so if he wins this, he gets in to battle for a spot in the Foreign Hope main event, where there will be $2,400 on the line. 4 other players, Snood, Nutio, Scarlet, and Bunny, all there already. Other people trying to battle out for it. All the money came from sponsors, me, and all of you who donated and subscribed. That was basically the summary, auctioneer style, of what I said in the time while I was unfortunately muted. It's been a long evening, guys, where a lot's gone wrong, unfortunately. Anyway, Reaper is coming and chilling in here, having a bit of fun. We've also got a proxy pylon from Socke now. He's going to be going proxy Stargate. That's going to be fun. So, waiting at the moment to see if this Reaper's going to do anything irritating. What has it seen? It's seen the 2 gases, but hasn't seen anything made from it. So it might be sitting there thinking, what's going on? Where's this rat? Oh no, he knows! Botvinnik! Botvinnik is aware of this strange stuff that is going on. He knows that, hang on, this is a good map for proxy Stargates, and you've got 2 gases, but I don't see anything. Couple of nice shots coming on through. Proxy Stargate has been seen. Second barracks coming through, and a lot of Marines are now going to get made. May even see an engineering bay. But Socke has been thwarted. Not much he's going to be able to do here. Makes a second pylon, so he's at least going to be able to get the Oracle out, but it's still known. More shots keep on coming through. This Reaper can't actually stop this Oracle now. But the time is still there. A lot of Marines. How many Marines are actually out on the map? There's 8. He needs 6 to deal with an Oracle. Don't know if there'll be quite enough. And these Marines are going to have a bit of a tough time trying to cut into the main. Of course, it's been scouted, so it'll be interesting to see where this Oracle decides to go. Going to fly straight over. Socke has to try and dodge it. Takes a couple of shots. The Marines now going to reposition themselves. Trying to buy as much time as possible. A couple of the Marines need to get re-rallied up into the main. Unfortunately, Botvinnik does have a small supply block, which isn't ideal for him. Also a Stalker, being a bit of a nuisance here. The Oracle should be prioritized over the Stalker. Unfortunately, a few Marines will end up dying. SCV's getting focused. That mule doesn't have much time left. Still checking about. Only the 1 Oracle. No further commitment to it. Socke behind this, producing up a good number of probes. Meanwhile, Botvinnik adding in his factory, adding in another refinery. He does have missile turrets up now, so he's a lot more secure against that Oracle harassment, meaning his Marines can be a bit more proactive. The Reaper has managed to rack up 2 kills, actually. This Reaper being a bit of a hero. This little ledge, the Reaper ledge, always irritating to anyone who isn't a player using the Reaper on the Reaper ledge. I wonder how many people get confused when they're playing on this map and Reapers suddenly appear. Like new players who don't see that ledge there, don't know about it. Oracle, 5 kills on it so far. 4 of those have been SCVs. So 1 was a Marine. Not crazy amounts of damage, but it's still alive. Or while the Oracle is alive, it can come in, deal more damage later on. The Reaper's still trying to do anything it can. It's got 2 kills. Trying to run away frantically. Or jet away from that Stalker. Oracle on its way back on through. Sees a lot of Marines move out, actually. I think just caught those, so knows that a push is coming. What does Socke have to defend? Photon Overcharge. It's a fairly good defensive tool. Make your base into a massive great cannon that shoots plasma or something. I reckon it is plasma, isn't it? Maybe it's just light energy. Who knows? Anyway, Oracle still darting about. May try and have a little bit of fun. The old switcheroo coming on the starport and factory. Gonna start some medevac production. Up come the Marines. Photon Overcharge already triggered, but the Marines are going for this. Are they going to try and go for the Nexus? There is a Colossus there. Time Warp triggered. A lot of these Marines are getting caught. Socke taking a very favourable trade there. Simultaneously, he does bring back the Oracles. He's going to try and chase down some of these Marines, actually. Able to catch him for a sec. This Oracle won't actually be able to engage that many Marines easily. He needs to be careful it doesn't just flat out die, as it does. Big green firework. Another one being made, though. Obviously, the hope of losing one is that, hey, the next one may not be expecting it. Socke, building just the one forge. He did have two forges on the way, but deciding against that, realizing he's actually got a lot of gas being pumped into other things for the moment. Can't probably afford the double upgrades. Blink, extended thermal lance, also on their way. Extended thermal lance nearly finished up, actually, so that's nice for him. Checking, though, keeping a close look on anything that is going on down. Debris being taken down, so third base should be secured shortly now for our Protoss player. Meanwhile, Botvinnik, he's already started his third. If we look at the resources lost, it tells a good story, as it goes a bit crazy. Double the resources lost for Botvinnik. Always going to be an irritating moment. A lot of Marines, a couple of Marauders taking down this Stargate now. Unfortunately, the third base is going to get delayed thanks to that Oracle coming and sniping that off. A few more SCVs getting taken down. The missile turret doing all it can to just try and force that Oracle away for the moment. A couple more gateways. The Immortal also coming on through. But still, where do we go from now? God, Botvinnik getting a few more medevacs out. He's up to 4 now, plus those 2 Vikings. The Vikings are actually very important. One, they are going to really zone out that Oracle nicely. But secondly, needs a good counter deal with the Colossus. Interestingly, the Colossus production has stopped. Only going up to 2. Otherwise, no sign of any other tech. He's not gone into a Templar Archives. So just reliant on those 2 Colossus for the moment and going to be using Blink alongside that. Quite a risky move. Check round. A lot of medevacs being very proactive. I love the fact that Socke has built this kind of wall of pylons to grant him vision. So he, along with the observers, he's got pretty much full view of anything that could be coming towards him, any drops. Simultaneously, he's going for the Warp Prism Harass. So yeah, with the Warp Prism Harass, getting a little bit more harassment through here. It was what was tried in game number 1, but Botvinnik actually just pushed across at the right moment to prevent it. Oracle coming in as well. This could get a lot of damage. The 2 Vikings guarding the third. But what has Botvinnik got at home? He's got a decent number of units here, but they're just not pulled back, and they're going to take quite a while to get into the main. Those Zealots getting dropped down straight away. Botvinnik also gets caught by a little revelation, so can't see everything going on there. A few SCVs also getting picked off. Overall, the work count 66 to 55, but there are 3 mules. So overall, the income's probably slightly favouring Botvinnik, actually. Those Marauders doing great bit of work up against those Zealots. One may end up dying. A few more Marauders coming on through. Just manages to keep that Marauder alive. But of course, with those medevacs, it will magically survive. Meanwhile, Socke, he's going for his Templar Archives now. He's got the 1-1 upgrades nearly completed. Actually, it's the 1-2 upgrades nearly completed. Meanwhile, 1-1 is finished for Botvinnik. He hasn't got an armory yet, so can't start plus 2-2 for the moment. Otherwise, Socke's still just chilling about. He's got his 3 bases. He's in a nice spot. Both these 2 really heavily focused on their economy. Botvinnik, of course, is slightly up overall. But if we look at the resources lost, he has actually lost less now, thanks to picking up a couple more Zealots and obviously that Warp Prism and Oracle. Big load up of units. Not quite sure where he's going to be going with those. We're just past the 15.5 minute mark in this game. Storm has a long time until it's completed. And that's going to be the next real big milestone. That's going to be when just going for Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, and Vikings won't be enough. It's going to become that composition game between these 2. Botvinnik going to have to be really assessing whether he's able to get out the right ghost balance to deal with any High Templar that happen to be about. The Viking fleet, though, looking quite healthy. 12 of them dealing up against just 2 Colossus. They're going to melt fairly quick. Also got the Quadra drop, I guess we'll call it that. 4 medevacs coming up the side, going to be looking to harass the main while the third is assaulted by the ground. This is causing actually a lot of stress to Socke's somewhat limited army. Storm is nearly done though. 1 more second, there we go. So this is actually a big moment for him. He's got 7 High Templar. That's a significant amount of damage, and there isn't really a counter of it at the moment. There isn't a single ghost on the field. The Ghost Academy is finished, but the first ghosts haven't yet been produced. These pylons to the side getting taken down. Socke being very defensive for the time being, trying to get in a safe and secure spot. Nice thing for him is that observer that's just keeping a good eye on this army. Already some shots coming on through. The Side Storm has now been revealed as well. These 4 medevacs don't want to move on through as of yet. Being a little bit careful. We'll get a Stalker there. Drops though, yet again coming on through. And the Ghost Academy is going to get taken down. This is a big problem right now for Botvinnik. He doesn't have any ghosts on the field, but there is already Storm done. That Ghost Academy definitely going to fall. This army doesn't have time to get back there. The War Prism is going to get chased down or attempted to, but with the Ghost Academy dying, suddenly, no effective way to deal with these High Templar, and that's problematic, to say the least. +1 air, or +1 vehicle weapons being done for Botvinnik, as well as his 2-2 infantry upgrades. 3-3 though, on its way out for Socke. So Socke has just got an overwhelmingly nice advantage as a whole in terms of those upgrades. He's also taking his 4th base at the same time that Botvinnik is, so both of these two progressing relatively equally. Waiting at the moment, just checking to see where we can get more damage done, but it's Socke who's being very cautious, and I can't blame him. If he loses this game, he's eliminated from this qualifier, doesn't get a spot in the Foreign Hope, despite having spent the last 3 hours battling for it. So as we get further through, the more control you've got to have. Good Storms, getting a lot of those infantry units actually. One of the medevacs taken down as well. That drop didn't really achieve much damage. The Colossus was able to stay alive. Socke controlling this beautifully. Seems to have forgotten about these 3 poor zealots. They're not quite sure what they're doing. Waiting at the moment. These High Templar edging forward. Another War Prism out on the map. May have to be the first one. No, it's the second one. A couple of Marauders loaded up, as well as 2 Marines, just to deal with those Zealots that finally remembered what they were meant to be doing. While Socke pushes through the middle. Ghost Academy only just now about to recomplete, after it was taken down so long ago. Storms are the biggest threat still. The High Templar edging forward. Stalkers backing out, blinking away. Don't want to get caught by so many Marauders. 3-3. Infantry weapons coming through. +2. Vehicle attack. Going to boost these Vikings up in their damage up against the Colossus. Still no ghosts though. 5 about to pop out. This is the first 5 ghosts that have been made. Are they going to be here in time? Good Storm gets a lot of those Vikings, a lot of the infantry. Another Storm being forced. A couple of supply depots and also that missile turret coming on down. That was just trying to block up some of this area. The Ghosts are now out, but the Storms are still doing nice damage. The Colossus coming in from behind. The Vikings are not in position to deal with them yet, but will get there just in the nick of time. More High Templar coming across. The Storms could be massive defensive Storms, positionally trying to force back some of these units. Moving further forward, we've got a good number of High Templars still here. What's their energy looking like? They've got a decent amount there. More Marauders getting pumped out. The Marauder count is pretty damn high, actually. The Ghost count's still fairly low. But Socke now knows that the Ghosts are there. Has to be more cautious with those High Templar. Can't afford to get them EMP'd. Definitely can't afford to get them sniped. So has to be a little bit wary of when and where he engages. The positioning of those Storms is going to be absolutely massive. If the Storms hit a lot of the infantry, that's basically how you win at this stage. But if the Storms don't make the money, if they get EMP'd on the High Templar, so there aren't any Storms, it's going to be very challenging for Socke to be able to move in here. +3 ship weapons. Terran building armor and also high-sec auto-tracking also coming on through here. Botvinnik getting all the upgrades. Good EMPs. Catch a couple of the High Templar. Knock the shields out, of course, as well. Good snipes. 2 of those High Templar taken down nicely. Good work by Botvinnik here. The War Prism is going to fall. That's a good pick-off as well. There is actually a photon cannon up here. Not going to last too long, though. More scans coming on through. Botvinnik maxed out. Socke at 194 supply. Both players sitting at 3-3. Maxed out upgrades. Both players on 4 bases. Both players in their endgame compositions. Socke just trying to hold this position, adding in a couple of photon cannons. At risk of losing a Colossus there, he's going to actually have it picked off. couple of storms coming on through, a few snipes on their way. The Mothership Core does get taken down, but there's a couple of time warps. That's going to stop these infantry units moving outside of the storms, but in goes Botvinnik. Socke forced to engage here. Those Vikings slowly picking through the Colossus, a lot of them getting taken down. The infantry backing away. So many Vikings, no match for the amount of damage those Colossus are taking. The infantry, though, on the ground has now been taken out. Reinforcements need to come quickly for Botvinnik. He's down by a lot of supply. But can he get out the units that he needs in time to defend? He took out a lot of the critical units. He took out many of those Colossus, but he just doesn't have anything here at the moment on the ground. Waiting for the next production cycle to come on through. May end up having to sacrifice this 4th base. He does have a planetary fortress there, though, that will take a bit of a beating. It's going to take a lot of time now for Socke to rebuild those Colossi. He is getting 2 at a time, though. But still, going to seem like an eternity. No storms available at the moment. This infantry backing away. Very little support for it. The Vikings going to be landing, trying to eat up some of that damage. A couple of EMPs go down, knocking the shields out of the Zealots. Still, the infantry backs away. There's one of the few storms that is on the field. Hits the mark beautifully. There's the second one. Gets pretty much everything, and Botvinnik's supply plummeting. This is looking very good for Socke now to level out this series. He's up by over 100 supply. There's the GG, and Socke levels this out to make it 1-1.